Hey guys, this is TCA Gaming, and in this video we're going to go over one specific private sale that I participated in most recently. Now, when I attained these cards, it was a public sale. This was through Golden Auctions. If you guys remember, I bought the Tropical Tidal Wave set that they had up for sale. There were 5 cards. You had the top 32, and this is for the Worlds 05. You had the top 16, the quarterfinalist, we had the semifinalist, and then finally the finalist. And you can see the stamp right there. When I bought them raw, after you add in buyer premium, insurance, taxes, whatever else you want to add in their shipping, the handling charge that they have, it come out to right at $25,000 overall. Just under that, it was between $24,000 and $25,000, and which that was a big purchase for me because I don't in particular collect these type of cards. However, what attracted me to them was when I actually looked up the PSA pop of all of these cards, it was very low. It was very, very low. In fact, if I remember correctly, not just PSA 10, PSA 9, I'm talking about across all grades. I believe the finalist only had 2 copies in the report. The semifinalists had 1, and several of the others were low as well. I believe like 4 and 7. Something, I mean, just super, super low, which tells me these cards are very scarce. And this was one of the first years that these cards were given out. From what I can find, the Tropical Tidal Wave was either a 6 or 12 copy. So either each person who received one of the finalist cards received 2 copies, or they received 1. So if they each received 1, then it was 6 finalist cards given out. If it was 2, then it'd be 12. Now, that's not to say that there aren't extra copies out there, but if there are, they're very, very scarce, and you don't see them very often. So when I got these in raw, I graded them through CGC, and they did very well. None pulled the 10, but we have a 9, 2 9.5s, an 8.5, and then a 9. And I believe the main reason these did not have a chance at the 10 was because you can tell the centering is off. And the centering is what affected the grade, I believe, the most. Now, fast forward to why I'm going over this today. I actually sold one of these cards. So I didn't sell any of these, but I have sold the Tropical Tidal Wave. And the reason I sold this card was because the person who reached out to me, not only did he make a very, very strong offer, but it was to complete his collection. And I looked up his Instagram, and from what I could find, he's very passionate about these cards. So I'm glad and I'm happy to move it on to him, on top of the fact that I am making a good profit. So I'm $25,000 basically total, all in on these cards, maybe even including the CGC grade, maybe a little bit more than that. But with this one card right here, when he come to me, he made an offer. Well, actually, he said he asked if I was open to selling. And I told him I really wasn't looking to sell because these, to me, they were more of investment type items because they are so scarce and there's very few of them in the world altogether. But this isn't typically my era. Wizards of the Coast, that's what people mean when they say WotC. WOTC, that's Wizards of the Coast. That's typically what I collect in Charizards. However, I have gotten into collecting more of the trophy type items, and so to me this fit that bill. But when he came to me, I told him I would be open to offers. He made an offer based off of this. He said that he thought that this card raw, even though he missed that auction, it'd be worth about $30,000. And he's been looking, from what he told me, since he was a freshman in college back in 2005. So he was 18 years old then. He said he's been looking for 17 years since. That's a long time to find a card. But he said the way he had estimated it was about $30,000 raw, another $10,000 because it was graded mint 9, and then he wanted to throw on another $10,000 just to seal the deal. So this card right here, I ended up selling to Gin Rummy Meister. That's his IG handle. I believe he's going to be showcasing it there for $50,000. And when I talked with him about it, I said, would you care if I went public with this price? Because when I was speaking with Jake from Pokenomics, and we had both kind of given it about the same price in our head, what we might think it'd be worth, if we were to buy it, between $10,000 and $15,000 or so. But I don't think we were like the end buyer for something like this, somebody who's been looking for so long, and this guy is. So his price is vastly different than from someone like me, where I would be potentially looking to resell it if the right price came along, and this was the right price. So another thing to take into account with this kind of stuff is they're so scarce. Like this isn't a market price for this card. It's just a data point. Like, I'm selling this for $50,000, but not only is he out of the market, so is his card. So the next one that comes along, it could be vastly lower, or it could be vastly higher. It could be right around the same price. It really depends on who's going to be the person selling the card and who's going to be buying it. However, it does give a little bit of data into a sale that's actually happening for this card, and we wanted to make it public instead of just keeping it private, because many of the sales that happen on the higher end like this, they're just kept private. Most people don't want to let other people know that they're spending 50 grand on one single card, but he was willing to let this go public. And so I hope you guys enjoyed the information, and if you have any questions for me, feel free to ask. But now I have an incomplete set, and I'll be looking for a finalist myself for less than $50,000. Otherwise, why would I have sold this one for $50,000? But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the information and the video.